Ew, that's disgusting. Why are there so many rats? If there will be rats in the whole video, I will be out of here. Welcome to the next game on free Epic Game Launcher games which I will play and review. This time we have A Plague Tale: Innocence. Like you probably have guessed, the game is about rats and their plague. Even if their plague is an illness, it doesn't make a major appearance in the game. The rats certainly do that. It's the main gimmick of the game after all. I heard about this game and its rat gimmick before, but I mostly forgot it. Until now, because just recently the game was free in the Epic Game Store. And is the game good? Well, I found it for sure better than Ghostwire Tokyo, because this game is still crap. But can it hold up to Guardians of the Galaxy? Guess we will find out when we talk about the gameplay. First up, this game is slow, and I mean very slow. Every animation takes like half a year to finish, and the game takes away the ability to sprint sometimes, which makes it even slower. But I guess the slowness is realistic, and the game aims to be very realistic in the graphics and traversal department. There are three main things you do in this game. The worst one of them is the puzzles, because you are so slow and you don't really know what's interactable sometimes, because the glint of things you can interact with is not very noticeable. And you sometimes have to tell other characters what to do, but sometimes they just do it themselves, which seems very random. The rats are also kind of puzzling sections every time, but you can traverse them differently in the end, because you get some more abilities at the end of the game. But at the beginning the rats are pretty boring and slow to traverse. The stealth segments are pretty boring at the beginning, but at the end it gets really good, because you have so many possibilities with all your chemistry, projectiles and stuff to kill guards, to distract them and so forth. So at the end you can really define your own playstyle, how you treat those segments. If you are good enough, you can even fight the soldiers instead of sneaking around them. The explore segments are pretty fun and look beautiful, but I found there were too few collectibles sometimes, where you just find a very cool hiding spot, but there's nothing there. But if you aren't looking around, the game is very linear, like too linear even. You can't go off the beaten path at all, and because of that it just becomes a hold W and shift game most of the time. But the graphics are great, so you just have to concentrate on that, because the game is made in Unreal Engine 5, and it made use of the free Megascans library, like I did in my own game Skyscraper. This is pretty cool for me to see, because I could spot some 3D models which are in my own game as well. And despite that, for the very beautiful graphics, my laptop had little to no trouble running the game. Sorry, a little bit. Especially at the beginning I was just blown away how good this looks. Better than Guardians of the Galaxy. But graphics can't hold up the whole game, the story must do that as well. Attention please, some story spoilers are following. You play as Amicia, a girl living in the Middle Ages in a pretty noble family. But your home gets raided by soldiers and your father gets killed. You escape, but you get hinted at that your mother died as well. But I knew this was fake from the beginning. Amicia and Hugo, her younger brother, escape and seek out an old man who should help them. But on the way there, they get in a village which seems pretty abandoned. But it turns out it isn't abandoned at all, and the people there want to kill them because they think they are responsible for the plague. We make it through the village and get to the old man, but he is infected by the plague and can't help us. But his son can, so we go and find a way to survive and cure Hugo, which is infected by something we don't know what it is. I won't tell you the whole story here because if you want to play the game yourself, there should at least be some things you didn't know already. But do I find the story good? I think the story begins strong and stays there until Hugo runs away for some reason and gets captured by the evil soldiers who need him for some kind of ritual. At this point the story gets very unrealistic and it loses it for me for the most part. In the end you gain power over the rats with Hugo, which I don't know how to feel about that. I think the story would have been better if it stayed grounded and if Hugo and Amicia just saved their mother and went on with their lives. But maybe you will like the story more than I did. And now for the big question, should you buy this game for about $40? I think you should wait for a discount because 40 is a bit too much. Otherwise, go for it. There is another Plague Tale game out there for $50, which has even better graphics and more action-packed gameplay. So maybe I will check out that soon. Now have a great day and download Skyscraper for free on itch.io. Bye!